Welcome back. Before Metoo, there was the Memphis Massacre of 5 rape survivors. After the Memphis Massacre of 1856, 5 black women testified before Congress about the sexual violence they endured during the nights and days of the bloodshed. Rebecca Ann Bloom on May 12th, Lucy Tibbs on May 30th, Harriet R. Moore on May 31st, Lucy Smith and Frances Thomas on June 1st all gave their testimony before Congress. They would be the first women to testify publicly and before Congress about rape, and they would influence the passing of the Reconstruction era 13th and 14th Amendments to the Constitution. Malaya Ayana Little wrote, quote, Rebecca Ann Bloom testified that 5 white men broke into the home she and her husband shared, forcing him out of the room. One man stayed behind, demanding money. When Bloom said that she had none, he raped her under the threat of a knife. Lucy Tibbs was 6 months pregnant and home alone with her 2 young children when a gang of white men broke in. Her husband away on a steamboat. Tibbs reported that many white men roamed her house, stealing money that belonged to her brother, a Union soldier. Several stayed back in her bedroom, tied her to the bed, and raped her. Her 2 children lay in an adjacent room while the men carried out their assault. Harriet R. Moore testified that 2 white men, including one she recognized, rushed into the small room that she lived in under the pretense that they were looking for someone. Both men raped her, one man doing so twice. She reported that the man she recognized, Mr. Dunn, attempted to make her perform fellatio on him, but was offended when she began crying. The assault took place in broad daylight, in the line of vision of a poor white family that lived nearby, and not far from other bystanders and businesses. Now I'll read the verbatim testimonies of housemate Lucy Smith and Frances Thompson. Testimony of Lucy Smith before Congress. State your name and how old you are. Lucy Smith, I'm going on 17 years of age. Have you been a slave? I've been a slave girl and have been free 4 years come July next. Do you live in this city? I live in Memphis and I was raised here. Were you here at the time of the riots? I was living with Frances Thompson at the time of the riots. State what you know of the late riots. On Tuesday, the first night of the riots, some men came to our house. We were in bed. They told us to get up and get some supper for them. We got up and made a fire and got them supper. What else took place? What was left of the sugar and coffee and ham they threw into the bayou? How many men were there? There were 7 of them, but I was so scared I could not be certain. Did they rob you? We had 2 trunks. They did not unlock them, but just jerked them open. They took $100 belonging to Frances and $200 belonging to a friend of Frances, given to her to take care of. They took all the money and clothes and carried them off. Did you know any of the men? There were 2 policemen with them. I saw their stars. What else took place? They tried to take advantage of me and did. I told them I did not do such things and would not. One of them said he would make me and choked me by the neck. My neck was swollen up the next day, and for 2 weeks I could not talk to anyone. After the first man had connection with me, another got hold of me and tried to violate me. But I was so bad he did not. He gave me a lick with his fist and said I was so damn near dead he would not have anything to do with me. Were you injured? I bled from what the first man had done to me. The man said, oh, she's so near dead. I won't have anything to do with her. I was injured right smart and kept my bed for 2 weeks afterward. Did they do anything else? We had some quilts in the room, and we had been quilting red, white, and blue. They asked us if we made them before or after the Yankees came. We said after. They said, "You N-words have a mighty liking for the damn Yankees, but we will kill you, and you'll have no liking for any of them." There were some pictures in the room we had of General Hooker and some other Union officers, and they said they would not have hurt us so bad if it had not been for these pictures. They were in the house a good while after they hurt me, but I lay down on the bed, for I thought they had killed me. It was mostly from the choking and the lick on the side of my head. Now we'll listen to Francis Thomas' verbatim testimony. State your name and residence. My name is Francis Thompson. I live in Gaius Street here in Memphis. What is your occupation? I sew and take in washing and ironing. Have you been a slave? Yes, sir. Where were you raised? I was raised in Maryland. All our people but mistress got killed in the rebel army. Have you been injured? I am crippled. The witness used crutches. I have cancer in my foot. Were you here during the late riots? Yes, sir. Say what you know or saw of the rioting. Between 1 and 2 o'clock Tuesday night, 7 men, 2 of whom were policemen, came to my house. I know they were policemen by their stars. They were all Irishmen. They said they must have supper and asked me what I had, and said they must have some eggs and ham and biscuit. I made them some biscuits and some strong coffee, and they all sat down and ate. A girl lives with me. Her name is Lucy Smith. She's about 16 years old. When they had eaten supper, they said they wanted some woman to sleep with. I said we were not that sort of women, and they must go. They said that didn't make a damn bit of difference. One of them then laid hold of me and hit me in the side of my face, holding my throat, choked me. Lucy tried to get out of the window, and one of them knocked her down and choked her. They drew their pistols and said they would shoot us and fire the house if we did not let them have their way with us. All 7 of the men violated us too. 4 of them had to do with me, the rest with Lucy. Were you injured? I was sick for 2 weeks. I lay for 3 days with a hot, burning fever. Did anyone attend you? I had a cold before, and Dr. Rambert attended me after this. Were you robbed? After they got through with us, they just robbed the house. They took the clothes out of my trunk and took $100 that I had in greenbacks belonging to me, and $200 that belonged to a colored woman that was left with me to keep safe for her. Did they take anything else? They took 3 silk dresses of mine and a right nice one of Lucy's. They put the things into 2 pillow slips and took them away. How long did these men stay? They were there perhaps for nearly 4 hours. It was getting day when they left. Did they say anything? They said they intended to burn up the last goddamn N-word. Do you know any of them? They were all Irishmen. There was not an American among them. Did anything else take place? There were some quilts about that we had been making. They asked us what they were made for. When we told them we had made them for the soldiers, they swore at us. They said the soldiers would never have them on their beds, and they took them away with the rest of the things. They said they would drive all the Yankees out of town, and then there would be only some rebel N-words and butternuts left. I thought all the time they would burn the house down, but they didn't. And so, yeah, this is a lot. Listening to people being just so horrible to other human beings, it's a lot. And their bravery of sharing this publicly so we could have it now and know what really took place with the ancestors. So take a breath, clean your mind, clean your soul. Tell me what you think, and thanks for listening.